Hello, so I just finished watching the Witcher series, and to be blunt, I think it's alright. I think there's a lot of things they could have done better, but to be honest, I enjoyed watching it still. So, just as a disclaimer, I have only played The Witcher 3 and I've dabbled into The Witcher 2. I have never read the books, but I've talked about the lore to some of my friends that have read the books. But other than that, my interpretation of all the characters are from The Witcher 3. So, from at least from the series in my eyes, I think it was right, but I feel like they could have done a lot of things better, especially with the lighting and well, how much dark it is. Same with the CGI, but I don't want to complain too much about the CGI since I don't really know how much the budget was and how much the budget will be for season 2. Hopefully, my hopes are up for that. I think they'll do better since I've heard they will start filming in February. I think Henry Cavill as Geralt is actually really good, even though I feel like his movement was a little bit clunky sometimes, but I think that's because he's exhausted on set of his training routine or just because the leather he wears is too tight. Other than that, I think the acting is really good. It's enjoyable to watch and, it takes you into the story. I feel like they could have done a lot more of explaining the characters and like what the world of The Witcher is. Since for me, the first episode was a little bit confusing. I didn't really understand what happened, but I got into it really fast after a little while. With the timeline skips, I've heard a lot of people complaining that the timelines aren't really that well portrayed, as in when you're in the past or when you're in the now time. I can agree on that. I feel like they didn't do as good of explaining when you're in the past or when you're in the present, but it didn't take too much of a time for me to understand that, oh, we're in the past now, because there's a lot of like clues, visual clues, and like Geralt is with the grandma of Cyrilla, so it didn't take too much time to understand that it was in the past. But other than that, I feel like they portrayed it actually really well, since it's a really good jump between episodes and it keeps it fresh and exciting. When it comes to the characters of the show, I don't think it's too bad. Like, I feel like the cast is alright. Like I said, Geralt is portrayed pretty good in my mind. Cyrilla, well, Ciri, I think the actress that's playing her is a little bit too old, because when I was talking about my friend wanted about the books, he said that she's a lot younger. Not only that, but in the she looks as old as she is at the start of the game in The Witcher 3. So I'm guessing she's a little bit too old, but I don't mind. I feel like she does a really good job. Same with Yennefer, even though something for me seems a little bit off. I feel like she just seems like she's annoyed to beat her all the time, but I'm guessing that's more of a personal thing. I think Triss Merigold was portrayed pretty good as well. Same with I don't remember his name, but Dandelion. He was my favorite character out of everything there. I'm guessing for most other people, since he was just funny and he had like a lot of charisma and coming into it, and like those small like under the breath things when he was talking back to Geralt or to other characters was just really funny, and his relationship with Geralt just brought the show to life. Like, it was fantastic. Same with when they were like trying to rescue the dragon or whatever, when he was walking on the mountainside and he was like afraid of dying. Well, he has a lot of heart to his character as well. He's afraid of, like, he doesn't want women to die, of course. And when he found out that Geralt was alive with Yennefer, he was standing in the window there with the elf guy. So I found that really funny, and I found him to be an excellent character. Same with the real life person playing him. I don't really remember the name. I might put it up here on the screen. But nah, for me, I think he was the best one. I know Geralt, many people praise him, but to me, yeah, Jaskier was it. He was the best one. And well, I haven't talked about the editing yet. I feel like the editing was not the best. They could have done a lot better, because I heard they put a lot of work into the geography, or however it's said, on the fighting, to make it look really good. But with the fight with the golden dragon, it just seemed really bad. Like, the editing just made that whole season really bad. But you know, I still think they did a really good job. It was alright, but I enjoyed watching it, and I'm looking forward to season 2. It will come out in next year, so you know, I'm keeping my hopes up for that. And well, I'm just happy they brought The Witcher into a series, because I really enjoyed the games. I want to read the books in the future as well, to get more understanding of it. And if I would rate this, I think I would give it like a 6.5 out of 10. So thank you for listening and watching. Like and subscribe to follow, and hopefully I'll do more of this in the future. Have a good one.